Hello everyone. I welcome you all to this MOOC on professional communication skills. Today we will start with module 5th, effective communication, office meetings and presentations. This module is divided into 4 lectures and I am Dr. Ranjit Kaur, Assistant Professor, former Head, Department of English, St. Xavier's College, Jaipur. I will be your instructor for this module. Today we will start with lecture 5.1, office meetings, types, etiquettes and protocols. And the module outline will be effective communication, office meetings. Then we will discuss types of office meetings, etiquette of office meetings and protocols of office meetings. First of all, we will understand that what is communication. So communication is an inseparable aspect of our daily life, and we cannot live without communicating with anyone. And communication can take place in both ways, in person also, and communication through various social media platforms. As generally now social media platforms are very important. And in other ways also, like verbal and non-verbal communication and written and visual communication. But here the question arises, what is effective communication and how we can make our communication effective? There are 3 important platforms out there for communicating anything that is effectively. Number 1, somebody is sender. Somebody is sending that message through some medium and that should be received by the receiver. So effective communication is when we are exchanging or transmitting our ideas, information, thoughts, data, facts, figures, any knowledge, any opinion, or anything that is considered to be a message. And a sender used some method or medium to send that message. And when receiver received that message in the way that sender has sent it, that is known as effective communication. And it means that what we are trying to communicate, that receiver or the audience received in the same manner. That is known as effective communication. जब हमने अपना कोई मैसेज किसी को सेंड किया, अलग अलग मीडियम्स के थ्रू, अलग अलग माध्यम से, चाहे वह इन पर्सन हो, चाहे वह वर्बल हो, चाहे वह नॉन वर्बल हो, चाहे वह सोशल मीडिया के थ्रू हो, if that reaches to the receiver in the same manner, that is known as effective communication. Now, what are the characteristics of effective communication? One, sender is supposed to be a courteous one, a politer one, and that sender should send complete message. Another important characteristic of effective communication is that message should be correct and clear, and possible concise also. Concise means जितना चाहिए उतना ही message हो, clear भी हो, and that message should also be reliable. विश्वास करने लायक हो. कुछ भी इधर उधर से बात कह के किसी को भेज देना is not the characteristic of effective communication. And one more important aspect of effective communication is that we should consider our recipient, that is our receiver or the audience. Next is, what is the benefit of effective communication in our business perspective or in our office daily meetings? Number 1, if you are effectively communicating, means you have enhanced your professional image, that everybody should respect you, that you are a very professional one, because your communication is concise, clear, reliable also, effective also. Number 2, that effective communication increased your productivity, because the message that you have sent is clearly received by the receiver. Then it is also helpful for your decision making, Then the healthy business relationship also developed through effective communication. That also improves customer relationship. Side by side, business also enhances and your customer relationships also. Then another important point is if some problem is created while dealing with your customer or while enhancing your relationship, business relationships, then this one is the effective communication is a quick problem solver. And this also increased your employees' awareness, as well as lesser misunderstanding will be there. Next important point, that is, what do you mean by office meetings and how this effective business communication helps in dealing with office meetings. Generally, meeting is the workplace where we discuss specific issues that are regarding some amendments, that is for some organizational growth, and also office meetings are planned or held to make correct decisions, and it also helps in discussing the challenges that a particular company is facing or some business is facing. So office meetings are generally for important specific issues. And what are the objectives of these office meetings? Number one, it develops a meeting plan and also indicates that we have to follow certain norms that team or the employer or the employee or the workplace should follow some practices that should also be discussed in the office meeting. Another important role of office meeting is that a particular roles are assigned to a particular person. What are the duties, roles and responsibilities of particular post? That is also be decided in the office meetings. Another important objective of office meeting is that the employees should learn and practice the techniques that are discussed. And even they can evaluate the quality of the organization, that where we are standing at the moment and how much we have to improve. Now, the next important point that we have to discuss is that types of office. There are multiple types, but here we are discussing 7 common types of office meetings. And they are generally for every business perspective. Number one, decision-making meetings. Another is problem-solving meetings. Third one is team-building meetings. Fourth is that brainstorming, or at times a company needed some innovation. Nowadays, it's a time for innovative ideas. So that also we can discuss in that brainstorming or innovative meetings. Then one-to-one meetings are also required by the company's owner, by the company's CEO to give particular person a boost up that you have to work hard, you have done good, how you can improve. So these kinds of meetings are one-to-one meetings. Then quarterly planning meetings are also there, that whether we are going on a right way or not. And the last type of meeting is check-in meetings. So now we will discuss one by one in detail. First is the decision-making meetings. So in these meetings, generally they are called when an action needs to be taken by a particular group, and these meetings are generally a collaborative effort, and that one is led by a team leader. According to McKinsey, these meetings are generally typically made up of 6 to 8 attendees and contains a structured agenda that identifies the decision that needs to be made in that particular meeting. So what the examples are, we have to decide a new hire, or we have to make our employer a branding change is required, or some operational changes are required. Then these meetings are supposed to be called, and they are known as decision-making meetings. Second type of meeting is that problem solving meetings, and they are used when a group needs to come together to solve a specific. And the main goal of these problem solving meeting is to find the optimum solution for that specific problem. Suppose कोई एक दिक्कत आई है जरूरी कंपनी के अंदर और किसी ऑफिस के अंदर, उस पर्टिकुलर प्रॉब्लम को डिस्कस करने के लिए ये मीटिंग बुलाई जाती है, और इन मीटिंग्स में सबके साथ डिस्कस करके उसका एक सॉल्यूशन निकाला जाता है। जो इशू फेस कर रहा है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन या कंपनी या कोई बिजनेस, उसको सॉल्व करने के लिए इस तरह की मीटिंग बुलाई जाती है। एंड दीज मीटिंग्स आर इफेक्टिव मीटिंग्स बिकॉज they require participants to come together and generate some potential solutions. इस तरह की मीटिंग में ये पता चलता है कि सब लोग मिलकर कैसे काम करें, और इसके एग्जाम्पल्स क्या हैं? When some operational problem is there, या फिर कोई प्रोडक्टिविटी इश्यूज आ गया, या एम्प्लॉय का टर्नओवर की बात करनी और उस टर्नओवर को कैसे बढ़ाना है, या किसी कारण से वो टर्नओवर कम हो रहा है, उसके लिए डिस्कस करने के लिए इस तरह की मीटिंग बुलाई जाती है। What type of meeting is team building meetings, and I think they are very important meetings because any business or any company or any office is not working on one person's shoulder. There should be a team efforts required, and these kinds of meetings are designed to strengthen that teamwork and to build ट्रस्ट एंड कोहेजन। एक दूसरे पे विश्वास करना, एक दूसरे के साथ मिल के काम करना, किसी की कोई कमी है, किसी में कुछ अच्छा है, एक दूसरे से सीखना, ये इस तरह की मीटिंग्स उसको मोटिवेट करने के लिए बुलाई जाती है। These meetings are also improving the way that employees work together, and they also increase productivity. And the examples of these meetings are at times virtual team challenges are there, or some lunch and learns that are required, or internal TED talks are required that boost or that energize everybody to work together. And at times team outings are also there so that people will relieved from their stress, or at times too much of burden is there, at times that gap started creating. एक दूसरे के बीच में जब बातचीत नहीं करते हैं लोग तो टेंशन बढ़ जाती है, स्ट्रेस बढ़ जाता है, आजकल इतना सारा ओवर प्रेशर का काम है, तो उस समय इस तरह की मीटिंग्स बुलाई जाती है। Fourth type of meeting is that brainstorming or innovation meetings, and they are used to generate new ideas. As from the name only we can see that today's world is an innovative world, and for the innovative or creative ideas, these types of meetings are called upon. And at times these meetings are for diverse perspective to generate better ideas and identify the potential blind spots, and also for creative ideas, innovative solutions, so that everybody will sit together and do that brainstorming. At times that ad campaign creations, these kinds of meetings are important for them. Next is that one-to-one meetings. In these kinds of meetings, two people sit together, whether the employee or whether the team members, whether the leader with one person, and they are generally on for specific purpose or to review somebody. And next type of meeting is that quarterly planning meetings, and they are also very important meeting, and generally they happened every 3 months, and these are used to plan how a team will execute the company's goals, and they also keep team members motivated because they have to give their whatever they have done in these 3 months. So strategic planning, project planning, or campaign planning is the part of quarterly planning meetings. The last type of meeting is check-in meetings. These meetings are to monitor the task of everyone, the individual one, how they have contributed, how much share they have done for the progress of the company, or that everyone is carrying out their roles and responsibilities that are given to them. And these are meetings generally called as feedbacks meetings also. And they are also, after that feedback, after that monitoring done, after that review done, what are supposed to be the next step to correct if we are not on the right path. So ये सारी मीटिंग्स इसलिए बुलाई जाती है कि हम उन पे चेक कर सके लोगों पे, जो कंपनी का एम्प्लॉयर है, कि लोग सही तरीके से काम कर रहे हैं या नहीं कर रहे, उन्हें जो काम दिया गया था उसे वो सही तरीके से निभा रहे हैं या नहीं निभा रहे. Next important point of this lecture is that office meeting etiquettes. Whenever these meetings are held, the etiquette is important. And etiquette means the standard behavior that is expected from everyone, that they should behave in that manner. And etiquette is a professionalism, a respect that we have to maintain. And what is the importance of these office meeting etiquettes? Because through these meeting etiquettes, the communication improves between one-to-one person, between leader and his or her team. And this also encourages an environment where every person respects one another. If everybody is behaving in a proper professional manner, then the environment also be an happier one, and everybody feels comfortable sharing his or her thoughts. The high productivity is also increased, as well as to optimize time also. Etiquettes are important. Otherwise, लड़ाई झगड़ा होता रहेगा, फाइट होती रहेगी, तो क्या होगा? और कोई जब लोग एटिकेट के साथ प्रॉपर मैनर में बिहेव नहीं करेंगे तो काम भी अच्छा नहीं होगा, हम एक दूसरे की बुराई निकालने में लगे रहेंगे. If everybody is behaving in office in a professional manner, that improves relationship within the working capacity, and that also develops trust and strengthens the relationships. So etiquettes are very important. Now there are three types of etiquettes. One is that pre-meeting etiquette, another is that ongoing meeting etiquettes, and third one is that post-meeting etiquette. Quickly we will discuss that. Number one, pre-meeting etiquettes, that we have to choose the best time for everyone, discuss amongst others that whether you are comfortable that at this time we are keeping meeting. Right size of room, not a congested one. All type of technical requirements should be there, and we have to follow particular agenda. So before conducting any meeting, the agenda should also be there, and everybody should dress appropriately, or we can say that your dress should be a formal one. So these are the pre-meeting etiquettes that we have to float: agenda, time, dress, and the other aspects that are required to be briefed. Then during meeting etiquettes, we have to be punctual, we have to show up on time, then we have to come prepared, that we have to know our responsibility, where we have to speak, where we have to answer, what we have to respond. Then we have to follow the agenda also. Whatever agenda is given, we will not sway here and there. इधर उधर की बात नहीं करनी, जो एजेंडा है उतनी ही बात करनी है. पोस्चर हमें प्रॉपर रखना है, बातचीत करते टाइम से कैजुअल एटीट्यूड नहीं दिखाना है. कई बार कुछ खाने चले गए, कुछ इधर कर रहे हैं, हमें प्रॉपरली बात करनी है. We have to speak loudly, confidently, and if required, we can ask questions also. Then the last is that post-meeting etiquette. We have to thank everyone who have attended meeting, and we have to required whatever the deliverables are there, we have to give them that. If some handouts are there, if some pointers are there, we have to do that. Last part of this lecture is that office meeting protocols. So there are few protocols that we have to follow. Number one, we have to prepare for the meeting as our contribution may be integral one. integral one, important one. As we have discussed, we have to dress well in a formal dress, arrive on time, always keep smile on your face. At times, your non-verbal communication plays an important role, and that should be a protocol that instead of a cribbing one, we have to be a very positive one. We have to introduce ourselves immediately. At times, we have to offer handshake, pay attention to the names that are there so that we can call them by name to show our connect with each other. And we have to keep our phones on switch off mode so that there will be no distraction. Another important etiquette and protocol is that in a good business protocol, we have to follow our senior figures, whatever they have contributed and how we can contribute. And while one is speaking, instead of interrupting them, just raise your hand or ask permission that whether you also want to give your point of views. Then when presenting your point of views, try to be precise so that and to the point instead of dragging the points. Then if there is some established seating pattern is there, we have to follow that. If some names are mentioned there, then we have to follow that. And if some authorities are there, some senior company officials are there, you have to stand, you have to follow that instead of be remained seated. Then acknowledge whatever instructions they are given, whatever introduction they are given, follow the opening remarks and respect the chair and the participants. So to conclude this lecture, the final thought is that generally, meetings allow you to make a strong impression on colleagues and bosses you may not regularly see. And take this chance to stand out from the crowd that you are also contributing for this company. You are the part of this company and show your professionalism, your preparedness that you are there connected with this company or this organization. To conclude, we can say that office meeting plays a pivotal role in the effective running of organization. Therefore, as a business executive, you need to identify with each of them to understand how you can conduct them effectively. Office meeting होती क्या है कि हमें अपनी बात को कहना आना चाहिए और दूसरे की बात को सुनना आना चाहिए. Stick to the point रहे, तभी हमारी ऑफिस मीटिंग्स प्रॉपरली फॉलो होंगी. अगर हम एक प्रोटोकॉल और एटिकेट फॉलो करेंगे और किस टाइप की मीटिंग है और उस मीटिंग में हमें क्या डिस्कस करना है उसी पे स्टिक रहेंगे तो हमारी मीटिंग्स अच्छी होंगी. थैंक यू एवरीवन. Keep learning and enjoy learning. You can contact me on the mail ID mentioned. Hope you have understood. Thank you, everyone.